Hey everybody, today we're going to be playing A Nightmare on Elm Street on the Nintendo Entertainment System. So this one is an interesting game. For one thing, it actually supported up to 4 players, which is kind of interesting. On the NES, it by default only had 2 controller inserts, so you had to actually have an adapter to be able to play 4 players. Again, similar to with the Friday the 13th game, rather than just being the focus on one villain, they decided to add other creatures. But in Friday the 13th, it's just zombies, and I guess the water zombies. Every area there seemed to just be like kind of generic monsters that would jump out at you, other than Jason himself. And this one, you have just the most ridiculous types of obstacles and creatures to avoid. You have bats, falling rocks, there's snakes, there's skeletons. There's gigantic rats. Again, just the most random ensemble of creatures for you to fight. And of course, your defense is this punch. At least it does something. Unlike in Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde with that cane. You have a cane attack that doesn't seem to do anything at all. Apparently you can actually use that cane on a bee. It's the only thing that you're allowed to do damage to. Alright, found a room I could go inside. So we just triggered a dream sequence. Anyone who's familiar with Nightmare on Elm Street understands that there's the real world and the dream world. The interesting thing is that there's monsters in both. And if you just saw that little bone there, the objective... Okay, didn't think I was going to die. The objective in this game is to reassemble all of Freddy Krueger's bones. So I gotta clear this gap. Yeah, what is that thing? It's like a spider head? That's not terrifying at all. Oh, no, it's a flesh-colored spider head. Even better. I'm gonna have to try to jump for that one bone. Alright, I got one. There's a little bit of momentum, too. Like, I let go, and he still moves for a little bit, so I gotta get used to that. Oh! I don't think I cleared that. Right, there's one on the stairs. I gotta jump back for this one. Oh, we're doing good. We're doing great. Okay, at least let me continue. I guess I have to jump way sooner than I think I do. Like a ping pong ball just being bounced around. Oh, we got that Freddy music coming on. Can I... Alright, wasn't sure if I could land on that. Let's try again. Got the bone this time. Alright, there's one on the stairs. Oh, here's the first Freddy fight. The strange thing about this one is that he doesn't seem to know where I am. He just kind of blindly swats around. I guess they're just trying to make it not too hard of a fight for the first time you fight him. But it is amusing to watch him just kind of blindly walk around the room, seemingly having no idea where to swing. Homer hit, I got him. Come on, Freddy. Scary Terry, let's go. Oh, come on. Almost got him. Oh, I'm in the corner. Alright, scared him off. So I gotta go back up there for those bones. Oh, just one at the top. Alright, so I've got all the bones. Let's get out of here. Now I've got 10 more to get. You can probably tell by looking at that creature, but in the awake world, that would be a bat. So I guess they thought that they needed a more evil version of a bat, so it's a flying skull. It's kind of amusing. Usually bats in and of themselves are kind of depicted as being evil creatures, so the fact that they needed to make a more evil bat, that's kind of funny. Again, that thing is some nightmare fuel, which is pretty fitting. I can't tell if it's supposed to be like Freddy's head, or just a head. It might be a reference to one of Freddy's weird nightmare depictions. I don't know who that guy's supposed to be. Oh yeah, you can wake yourself up if you find the boombox. Ooh, could that be a knife? Well, I thought it was an item, never mind. Just a trap. I will say, at least this one has like the arcade style of just pushing start to continue, which is kind of a nice change from some of the other games that we've been playing where, depending on my lack of skill, can be as short as a couple of minutes. So I will say that's nice. It doesn't have that Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde where you can have a game that lasts literally 15 seconds. Man, that background. Oh, there we go. Got another fight with Freddy. Oh, God. Do I attack his hand? It seems like the last place I would want to attack Freddy. So I have to like let him attack and then so fall back. I am not getting the timing on his movement. It's hard to explain that momentum because you're moving, you let go, and he just keeps on walking. It's kind of like Mario, but at least with Mario it's a little more predictable. With this one I feel like I let go and he's just like on ice, like how much further he keeps going. I thought he was attacking where I am, but watching his hands, he just kind of seems to be swatting all over the place, similar to when that first fight happened. Like, I'm nowhere near that. I was trying to bait him to swat at me and then fall back, but he just seems to be swatting blindly. Probably an attack pattern to where his hands go. See, I pulled back and then he started doing a close attack. Come on, get over here. Come on, Freddy. Yes! Oh, I thought I was gonna get him that time. Come on. You got like one more hit on you. Oh. Restart too many times. So I will say that of the games that I've tried out so far, this one's definitely the most forgiving when it comes to continues. I'm able to just drop in continue right from where I was. Probably because the game was built for 4-player co-op, so at any point somebody could die without having to make everybody start over. Unlike games like Battletoads, where if somebody dies, then it does force you both to start over. Alright, got that one done. Now, this guy's walking like Frankenstein. Here's some bats. Okay, at least we see where that rock came from. Sometimes the falling rocks happen and there's seemingly no excuse for them. I guess there's just big bats dropping them up higher than we can see. Come on, bats. Oh, they're like either too low or too high for me to hit. No, that is a gigantic rat. Keep in mind, remember, that I'm not in the dream world right now. This is the awake world. Where I have, Frankenstein monsters and bats and falling rocks. Why would anyone live on Elm Street with all this nonsense going on? I have to stress, this is not the dream. I'm not asleep. This is the awake world, where you have these... Oh god, I don't even want to think about what those are. It's an interesting idea having the two different worlds. Other games did this too, like Simon's Quest, Castlevania 2 would have this shift between a daytime and a nighttime, and the monsters would get tougher, the shops would close. But on this one, it just seems like a color palette swap, and the monsters have different texture. But it seems really unnecessary because you're fighting monsters the whole time, and A Nightmare on Elm Street, when they're awake, that was generally when they were supposed to be safe. So if it was like, you want to try to stay in the awake world so you don't have to deal with the monsters, that would be one thing. But the fact that there's constantly monsters no matter which world you're in, it kind of makes the whole purpose seem a little pointless. I still think that the flying skulls as a darker interpretation of bats is really funny. Alright, I'm gonna finish up this life. And it's one of those games that, again, could really be helpful to just have a little more clarity. Okay, what just happened? Alright, I pushed the select button just to see what would happen. And it seems like I changed who I was playing as. I didn't even know you could do that. Oh, well, there's my game over screen. Well, I wasn't sure if we were going to have unlimited continues or not, but it did give me a much better chance to try out some of the game than, again, say, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So, thanks for playing with us today. I hope you enjoyed my play of A Nightmare on Elm Street on NES. Today's the last NES game, though, so we will be moving forward into newer consoles. In fact, tomorrow I have something a little special planned, so hope you guys check it out. Have a good one.